with another show on today. This is the Above the Rim with DSA. And today I got my main mans with me on today from the DSA Roundtable, Detroit Drew.
How's it going, peeps? Welcome to the show. We got a good one for you. We got more people coming in. So new format here. So be a little patient with Noble. He is not the most tech savvy guy, so we'll probably be cracking some jokes. So just be patient tonight. Just be patient.
Yeah, and also today we got a special guest with us as well. We're gonna bring in the Big Tate. What's up, Big Tate?
What up, Noble? What's up, everybody? Honored to be on here today with you guys, man.
Also, we got one of our main mans on here with us, the youngster, CA3 Sports Talk. What's up, CA?
What's up, y'all?
All right, let's
I'm
go
glad
ahead
to
and
be on
get
here
it.
today.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it cracking, guys. All right, guys, we got some interesting talk for y'all. We're gonna talk a little Pistons basketball, NBA. You know what we do. First question out there on the table for my guys is how will Mr. Markieff Morris impact the team this season? And I want to start with CA3.
I think he'll be a solid, veteran, to be on the roster, maybe come off the bench and give us a spark because I remember at Washington he was very solid, as just like I guess kind of like a floor guy. He can space the floor a little bit, and I just think he's a very solid player. But his time, I just don't think he worked out at OKC. But I think he'll be better as a Piston.
You think it'll be I definitely think that he would he's gonna bring that spark that the Pistons need. Now, my biggest thing is with him coming on the team, this guy is so versatile. You know what I'm saying? What do you see his versatility really doing for the team? Because it looks like he can play all three positions. What you got for us, Big Tape? What do you think the impact of Markieff Morris on the team this season?
I think he's going to be the backup power forward that we've really kind of lacked off the bench these past couple of years. He's going to be great for when Blake needs load management. We can throw him in that starting lineup at times. Like CA3 said, he can space the floor a little bit. A career 33% three-point shooter. So, I'm pretty excited to have him on the team. I think him and D Rose are going to be really key for us off the bench this year.
Yeah, I definitely think that they're going to add that punch that we so desperately need, on the Pistons, being able to have the bench to go along with the starters because, you're probably going to see guys like Blake Griffin go on load management and stuff like that. And probably Reggie Jackson. I know that Reggie has probably been the healthiest that he's ever been in a long time. We know that Reggie has been going through a lot of things with these injuries the past couple seasons. So I definitely think that it's going to help to be able to have some of these guys come in off the bench and contribute right away.
Right.
So my next question out there to you guys is simply this. I see a lot of things with the Pistons that the Pistons got some players in here. And two of these guys that I want to talk about is guys that will be coming in to contribute. And that's Christian Woods. I want to talk about him first. And then I also want to talk about Tony Snell too. What do you see with them? But with Christian Woods, I got a chance to see some of his film and some of his highlights and things of that nature. But I just really, I'm really just trying to really see what this guy can do. So what do you guys think about Christian Wood? So I'm gonna start with Drew. Drew, you there? Okay, next question. Next,
what's up, y'all?
What's up, J-Mo?
Oh, there's J-Mo.
What up, hold on 1 second. I can't hear you. What's up? Hello?
What's good? Yeah. What's good?
What's up, J-Mo?
Man, dude, I'm half injured. I'm in the sling right now.
Oh wow!
What happened, man?
My lift all busted up. I got stitches. I'm in a sling, bro. I'm like, I look mad vulnerable right now.
Right. Oh man, that's crazy. I thought you was just joking around, man, with that earlier.
J-Mo?
Jay,
Yeah, can you hear me?
we losing everybody today. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know what's going.
Wow.
Okay, hold on. J-Mo, can you hear us?
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's the. Hey guys, you got to bear with us. This, first time really using this program and everything, and we're just trying to get used to it, get accustomed to it, and everything. So
Yeah, but as I'm decommissioned, let's get back to the basketball.
Yes, sir.
What's up, CA3? What up? Where Drew at?
what up,
I
CA3?
don't know. Drew disappeared.
What's
I
up,
don't
big
know what
Drew?
happened to Drew.
What up, J-Mo?
Oh man.
So okay, J-Mo. So we've been talking about the impact that Markieff Morris will have on the team this season. What type of impact do you think Markieff gonna have?
Defensively, being able to be a tweener at power forward and center, just grit. He fits the Pistons mold. Just veteran leadership, not being soft. There was a lot of games where the Pistons just, gave up defensively or even offensively. And, sometimes you need that rah guy to rile you up. As long as we got Marcus Morris, whether it don't matter if we getting blown out by 30 or Markieff Morris, we'll still have some heart. So I like that. And, he can play the game of basketball too, so that doesn't hurt.
Right. So Drew, you back with us?
He's in the chat.
On the
Drew's
team can
in the
play
chat.
two people.
We can't hear you, Drew.
He just popped up in the private chat. He said, "Can you hear me?" But no, we can't hear you, Drew.
We can't hear you. Get back into the link, Drew.
Wait, did I hear Luke?
No.
Oh, okay. That's just his thing up there. I thought I heard something I'm about to say, but I'm like,
yeah.
What you doing here?
All right. So all right, moving on to the next question. The next question, we're gonna talk a little bit about Christian Woods. We're talking about Christian Woods, and basically what I want to talk about him and just say Christian Woods has an opportunity to make this roster this season and do some good things with the Pistons and possibly be a backup to Andre Drummond. So what are you guys really seeing from the Pistons picking him up in the offseason, and what vital role do you think he'll play with the Pistons as well? So
I do want to say one thing because I'm out and about. I might be going in and out just because I'm still out till I get home. So I'm just letting y'all know.
Okay. We appreciate you.
Go ahead, Big Take. What you think about Christian Woods, man?
I like Christian Woods. He did a lot of good things at the end of the season last year with New Orleans. I think he has to improve his three-point shot because he does like to take some three-pointers. And I really think he needs to come in and establish himself as the backup early in the season to stay on this roster.
Okay. So CA3, can you hear us?
CA3, are you there?
I'm here.
I see his link is up, but I can't hear him.
Hello?
Yeah, CA3, we trying to ask you a question about Christian Wood.
Come on.
So the question is about Christian Wood, how do you think he's going to add value and bring value to the team, possibly backing up a guy like Andre Drummond?
Is he speaking? Because I can't hear him.
Well,
I can't hear him either.
I don't know.
I don't think he's talking. Can you hear me now?
There's Drew.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. I'm back. I don't know what happened. I had to leave and rejoin.
Well, I guess since we can't hear CA3 Drew, since you decided to hop in all late like me, hey, what you think about Christian Lewis, man?
Well, we've only seen him on a small scale. We haven't really seen him do that much in the short amount of time that we have seen. It looks like he's going to be pretty good. However, he's on a 1 year deal. Not all of it's guaranteed. So I know a lot of people want him to be the backup center right now. And I'm pulling for him. I hope he does. I think this move just puts a ton of pressure on Thon Maker to really improve his game and prove that he's going to be something special and not just settle for jumpers and go, I don't know, 1 of 5 from the 3 point line.
Right.
He's really going to put the pressure on Thon Maker. And I think that's good. You want that in a basketball team, especially since really no one outside of Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond are really proven yet on this
Right.
team. Are really the only guys in
Right.
the league and been successful at a high level.
Yeah.
You want that. You want that top to bottom.
Right.
For
And that's
sure.
something because how that's the biggest thing too. Like how are these two guys going to intertwine with one another? You got Thon Maker, who's a slimmer guy, who should be more of a defensive type of guy, and a guy that is able to have post moves around the basket. And my biggest thing was with Thon is, you know, like adding strength to his game, getting some muscle to his game, and being able to play in that post because we know that he can hit the outside three, but sometimes he does clank a lot of them too as well. So he got to work on that jump shot as well.
The thing about it is they'll probably interchange him and Thon together depending on matchups. And then when Blake Griffin is out for load management or hurt, they'll move Markeith from the starting lineup, and they can either put Thon Maker at the power forward and play Woods at the 5, or even insert Sekou somewhere into this lineup. So I mean, Dwayne Casey's going to have some toys to figure out and play with, but it's going to be a fun season to figure out how it's going to work.
Yeah. So the next question I got for you guys is, who do you think will start at the small forward position?
Um, I think Snell's gonna start. I also think he should start because I think Sekou's still kind of too raw to put at that starting spot quite yet. I think Sekou should definitely get minutes off the bench. But I got Tony Snell starting at small forward. I don't like the idea of moving Morris there because he's not a great shooter, really inconsistent shooter. So I think Snell's going to get those starting minutes.
You think Tony Snell is going to be the guy?
Yeah, that's what I think. As much as I don't like it, that's what I think. That's kind of our best option. That's our weakest point for the Pistons right now is the small forward position. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be out of Sekou and Tony Snell, and possibly, you never know, they could move Markeith Morris to the small forward position. What do you think about
I
that?
yeah,
hope not.
I hope
Hey,
not.
no, well, like I said, I'm just going in and out, man. So make sure you check. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's going in and out.
Yeah, my bad if I cursed. Somebody tried to hit me again.
Oh man,
I
no.
don't know. I don't know if they caught that online, but my fault, bro. Like these people is crazy, dog. Y'all trying to kill me today. Leave me alone. But as I was saying, I hope Marquise not small. He's not a small forward. Now he can play small forward. I've seen him do it.
Yeah, yeah,
He's just, that's not his natural position. And to me, small forwards need to be able to dribble, shoot, or both. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Steve would start because he can dribble, he can shoot, he can play make. He can do it all. He's your typical, prototypical small forward, just from a non superstar standpoint, just somebody, your Joe Ingles type guy. That's the kind of guy Speed is. And if they start say coach, that would be a smart move. But Pickens not that smart. You know, we'll see what happens. But I don't know. I just got an issue with Tony Snell being my starting small forward when I got Saquon. And it don't got nothing to do with Snell, but Snell is literally it's different levels. There's 3 and D, and then there's 3 and D fossils. That's what Snell is. Meaning He 3-and-D, but he don't move around at all. He stay in one spot. And I just need a little bit more from my small forward. Uh, Shout out to Jennifer Seabury, man. Subbing to the big take, man.
Oh yeah, shout out to you, man.
What up, everybody in the chat? I can't see the chat right now, but what up, everybody? J Mo's coming off an injury like Stafford, but I'm still playing in the game just like Stafford. So we here.
You want to tell them how you got hurt?
No, I got hurt. I'm about to say I'm in a sling, like for real. But CA3, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
We was talking about Marquise Morris. We didn't get your opinion or your take on it. Hold on. JGB, I'm not falling like Gnome. I was in a mini accident, but J Moore was good. But yeah, go ahead, Carl.
Jim already answered that question.
What?
I already answered that question.
Well, I don't think we could hear you when you were answering it.
I was about to say, if I'm asking you again, you at least elaborate. Come on, man. No, were you there? Where's Noble?
Noble's gone now. That's not good.
Well, whatever. All right, Drew, and the big take. You already said y'all piece.
Yeah, I'm
What
here.
was that about? Small forward?
About Marcus Morris.
Oh yeah, I said my take about Marcus Morris before you got in the chat. Markeith, yeah, sorry.
I said y'all piece though.
What up, C? What up, C Perry?
I just hope Markeith doesn't play at the small forward position, man. I don't think he. I think we need a shooter at the small forward position. We need to space the floor for our bigs on this team.
Hey, but you forgetting that Markeith can shoot from the 3-point line.
He can shoot a little bit, but he's inconsistent, man. He's a 33% career shooter. The league average is 35. That's below average.
Yeah, see, but I don't like that league average crap because to me that's a bunch of BS. League average ain't 35. Your average NBA player not shooting 35% from three. That's just not true. But they go off with analytics to put that there. But we know good and well your average NBA player not shooting 35% from three. That's just not true. But there's guys that shoot 1 3 a game, so they get that 40% or
right.
Because good 35%. First of all, 36% is where you start considering good. And 37 is great, 38 is great, 40 is amazing. So you telling me basically everybody in the NBA is almost a good 3-point shooter? That's just not true. So even if that is the league average is, come on. Because don't nobody on our team shoot 35% for Blake and Luke. And that's not average.
So what is about the average, what I'm saying, from the beyond the strike? Is that about like 35 or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Markeith Morris is
average. The average is probably closer to 33. So like I was just saying,
probably.
They don't shoot a lot, or they shoot every once in a blue moon, and that skews the league-wide numbers. But like, if you know anything about basketball, like you just know 35%. That's almost like solid. If somebody like Giannis is shooting 35%, he would be on Mount Rushmore. All I'm saying is that's pretty good, And NBA has changed a lot, but I don't think that's one of them skewed stats.
Yeah, that is pretty good. To be able to, to be able to knock down the 3-pointer, because that's, I see I see Blake working on his 3-point shot, and I see Drummond working on his 3-point shot as well. Even though a lot of people say that Drummond need to go into the post and play in the post and have some moves in the post. You definitely need to be able to hit that 10 to 15 foot jump shot. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
He definitely should be working on too.
His form's looking a lot better. That's what I noticed in some of the videos I seen from Andre Drummond. It's not just always about how many shots he's making. His form has come a long way.
Right. Because I know Dre, one of his biggest things is going against Joel Embiid every year.
Oh yeah.
And Joel tries to clown him every time, man.
That's where Andre Drummond's got to get better. He's got to become a more mentally stable player. He can't get taken out of games by other guys like Joel Embiid and things like that.
Right. So yeah, so I definitely think that the Pistons, man, overall, I think they did really well as far as what they can do because a lot of the money for the Pistons don't come off the books until next season. So that's when you're talking about, talking about getting some more players on the team that possibly can help this team further in the future.
Right.
Well, the positive thing that I'm taking out of this offseason is as limited as we were, we got guys who wanted to come here, and the guys that we did bring in here are going to contribute. Rather, we're going to start Tony Snell or Markieff Morris or Sekou or whoever you want to start that three position. Sooner or later, they're all going to contribute, whether they start or come off the bench. When you actually get money to bring in free agents, like good free agents, it's going to be crazy for this team because I
Right.
think Dwayne Casey's time in Toronto people want to play for him, and that's going to be a huge factor in today's NBA with free agency being so crazy and stuff. That we're actually going to be a free agency destination, and it always helps having a superstar like Blake Griffin who can help persuade people to come here. So it's only a matter of time before the Pistons make a huge splash in free agency. Um, but next season, I'm really calling it the B class free agency class because really Mike Conley, Andre Drummond are really the biggest names that are going to be unrestricted. And then I think people like Jason Tatum and
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell are going to be restricted free agents, which
Right.
they're not going to go anywhere. So really, I think superstar wise, the free agency class is kind of weak this offseason. So I'm
Right.
not sure how
Right. I
big of
agree
a
with
splash it's going to make for the Pistons.
that. Yeah, you said it mouthful right there. So, with the Pistons having this money coming off the books next year, especially with Josh Smith coming off the books, I definitely
Finally,
yeah,
Can I
yeah,
get an
finally.
amen?
It's been a long it's been a long time, man.
man. Oh
I didn't think that they would ever stop paying Josh.
man, me neither.
So, so now next season Pistons will have a lot of money to work with. But like you said, Drew, they're not going to be able to go out to some of these top guys that they would wanted to go out there.
Well, the thing that you're going to take into consideration here is, like people like Bradley Beal who haven't signed that extension yet. His name's floating around. The Pistons might get desperate
Hmm.
here, depending on trade deadline. See them if they're like in the middle of the pack or if they're over their expectations or under it. They're going to make a trade. Now, how big is that trade going to be? I don't know yet. But this offseason is probably going to be like how crazy this year was with trade rumors. Double that for
Yeah,
next season. Double it.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So you think so Drew, you think that the Pistons will be willing to trade someone next season?
Absolutely,
Def-
especially if they don't win a
definitely.
playoff game.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Not
Hmm.
saying it's going to be Blake or Dre, but they're going to try to trade somebody.
They're gonna try to trade. Okay.
There will be a big trade coming up, man.
And that's the biggest thing because with the Pistons, you want them to be able to keep a core together. Just like Golden State was able to keep their core together. Believe it or not, being able to re-sign Draymond Green and being able to re-sign Clay and Steph and got all those guys. You got to remember that those guys were the core of that team. So they really didn't lose their core. They lost Kevin Durant, but they was really good before Kevin Durant even came onto the team.
And
Right.
that's why I don't get why everyone's got them so low. I know Clay's going to be out most of all season, if not all of it, but they have a good system there. I don't think they're going to be as bad as everyone's writing Golden State to be. I think they're going to be pretty all right.
Yeah, I definitely think that they will. Because
Especially come playoff time, Golden State's going to be real good.
oh yeah, so what seed you think that Golden State is going to take this season? Because it looks like they're going to have a whole different team this season besides those three guys.
Well, in the video I did, I had them at the 7 seed because Clay's not going to be playing a lot in the regular season. So I do think that will impact their record. Not only that, but the West is loaded. But I think come playoffs, I would hate to have to face the Warriors if I was a 1 or a 2 seed in that first round. I would hate to have to face that team.
Yeah, because you know they got a team full of shooters still, the best shooters in the NBA.
Well, they got another playmaker to push the tempo too, in D'Lo, which is good. It's an underrated move. I'm not sure what they're gonna do when Clay comes back, but they got some playmakers over there, not just shooters now.
Right. So okay, guys. So when you're looking at the Christmas games and stuff like that, you know, you got the battle of LA going on Christmas, and I believe I'm not sure
opening day.
Yeah, I'm finna say I believe opening day too as well. That these guys play on opening day.
Yep.
So what? So who do you think? So hey guys, so who do you think is taking the battle of LA? You think the Clippers got the team to do it, or the Lakers got the team?
Well, do they play 3 or 4 times?
I think they're gonna play 4 times against each other.
If they play 4, it's gonna be split 2-2.
Okay.
If
So
they
who
play,
you
if they
got
play
for the
3,
Christmas
the
game?
Clippers take it.
Okay, you got the Clippers. Okay, I'm gonna rock with the Lakers.
I'm gonna rock with the Clippers in the regular season, but I think come playoffs, I think playoff LeBron James is gonna take over, guys. He had a lot of time to rest up this year, and I think he's gonna come back like a beast.
Hey, I truly hope so, because he said that he was gonna activate playoff LeBron last season, and I don't know what happened. He got deactivated.
He deactivated. Yeah.
I don't know what happened, man.
Oh man.
So when you're looking at the Pistons, you're looking to see, you know, because you know you got to play the Bucks in the regular seasons. How well do you think we're going to perform against some of the teams that's in the division? You know what I'm saying, like the Bucks. How well can we perform against? Because it seems like Giannis has been a headache for us.
Do you see that J-Mo's in here real quick though? J-Mo said he's back.
Yep, I got him.
Oh, shout out to Cassidy Story and Brian Harrington in the chat. That's my dad and my girlfriend. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Hey, we appreciate
y'all.
Shout
out to the fans.
Oh, we see you. We see you, Big Take.
Yeah, I got to bring some people to the show for you guys.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, my phone is definitely about to die, so I might go out. I do want to say something the Big Take said earlier.
Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, he said he wouldn't want to face the Warriors in the first round.
He's super quiet, man.
And honestly, I feel like it depends on who the 1 or 2 seed. If the 1 or 2 seed is Lakers, Clippers, Houston, Portland,
oh, that's cute.
They'll be fine. But if it's like Utah, Denver, you know, those kind of teams, then I think they'll be in trouble. Those other teams I named, I think they could beat Golden State with home court.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Definitely, man. I think that with the Pistons, you know, it's gonna be a different type of thing this season, you know, especially with the Bucks. We knowing that the Bucks is still on top of their game and being able to, you know, I think the biggest thing when you play them is to be able to slow down Giannis. I think everybody else, you know, and then last season, Eric Bledsoe kind of hurt the Pistons too, and I couldn't believe that. But Eric Bledsoe was showing out too last year.
This should be a shame. We the reason Eric Bledsoe got a good playoff average. He's tied to every other series.
Right.
Yeah, but with the Bucks, I'm gonna just put it simply as this: I love the Lakers, but star power competes with star power. Like, and then with our specific team, Blake has enough star power to compete with Giannis, but it's like you gotta guard him too. You know what I'm saying? And nobody can really guard him. And I mean, the Bucks is filled with great players. Let's just be honest about it. With Lopez, George Hill, Middleton, they're just a great team.
Yeah, they are, man. They are.
The way you beat a team like that is having a building a wall like in the playoffs, but you can only do that in the playoffs, not the regular season. You got to have a star point guard or something like that, or somebody that can make Giannis work on the other end a lot.
Right.
Because Blake can score on you, but it's not really like it depends. It's not like he's gonna have to make you work though. Because he got a lot of finesse. He can score from outside. Like he can score on you, but is he gonna tire you out? Maybe
Mm,
Oblake.
yeah, maybe, yeah, that's true. But I think we should be a lot better than what we were last season with Reggie and Derrick Rose
Well, if
playing
Luke
at that.
Kennard starting, we will be a lot better.
So what position you want Luke to play at though?
What you say?
What position you want Luke to play? The point or the shooting guard?
I want him to play shooting guard.
You want to play shooting guard?
Yeah, shooting guard. Yeah, I want Luke Kennard playing shooting guard.
Yeah, and that's the biggest question too out there. Who's going to be that starting two guard? Because I know Bruce Brown got an opportunity to log in a lot of minutes last season. A lot of minutes. Like he became a favorite of Dwayne Casey.
Oh yeah.
And so who you guys
Somebody
got for that starting two position? You take it.
I got Luke Kennard. We got to start Luke Kennard, man. It's time. I know Dwayne Casey loves Bruce Brown, but to me, he just hasn't proved that he's a good enough offensive player yet. He's a great defender, but I think he'll be great coming off the bench because our bench is going to need some defenders anyway. So I think Luke's going to need to start. He's also going to provide a lot of spacing that we need for our bigs like Drummond and Blake.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. What you think about that, Drew?
All right. Well, first of all, I don't know if the chat can hear JMO, but I can barely hear JMO. So I don't know what's wrong with that.
J-Mo,
it's kind of muffling.
Yeah.
Like I can't hear him at all when he's talking. Like it sounds like he's like a mile away.
He said it sounded like you're a mile away when you're talking. Drew did.
Oh, I can't. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good.
I can't hear him at all.
All right, but go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Go
So, what was the question again? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
The question was about who you're going to take at the two guard.
Yeah.
You taking Bruce or are you taking Luke?
I want Luke to start because Luke's a better offensive player, but I honestly think Bruce Brown has more potential. If I'm being 100% honest with you, because he's already got the defensive mentality. You can always develop a jump shot. Like I'm looking at Blake Griffin for this example because Blake, when he came in the league, he wouldn't even dare to shoot a three-pointer. You can teach that. You can't really teach the mindset of defense. So, like I said, I think it's gonna be based off of matchups. If we're playing someone like a Bradley Beal, Klay Thompson, someone like a top elite two guard, Bruce is probably going to start for defensive purposes. And then we play weaker teams who don't really have that two guard spot. Luke's going to get the nod. So it should be pretty split. I'd say 60-40 in Luke Kennard's favor.
Okay. So I'm gonna take if I'm looking at the Pistons, I'm looking at the correct. I would love for Luke Kennard to start. I definitely would like for him to start because I know this guy has the potential to be averaging at least 18 to 20 points a game. With his ability to be able to knock down the three ball and give spacing out on the floor. So I would rather bring Bruce off the bench to have that depth coming off the bench, and I just think that it would suit the Pistons well to be able to bring Bruce off the bench and let Kennard start because I think Kennard the ceiling on this guy could be high, especially if he's knocking down his shots.
Think about it this way, though. Who fits better with D-Rose? Does Bruce Brown fit better with the D-Rose, or does Luke Kennard fit better with D-Rose? Because our main offense is going through Blake. Blake's going to have this ball in his hands, which he needs shooters as well. But when D-Rose is hot, the defense collapses on him. He needs shooters. So, I mean, pretty much Bruce Brown needs to develop that jump shot to be effective, either starting or coming off the bench. So, I would rather have Luke come in off the bench and start if I could help it.
Also, I think we need to utilize Svi this year. He's one of our best shooters on this team, guys. I think he needs to get minutes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely think. See that's the biggest thing. Like being able to get these guys in rotation. How do you get these guys in rotation with it? So many guards on the team. It's like how do you get guys involved? Because I want to speed play.
They won't be here at trade deadline. Some of them are getting moved to deadline.
Yeah.
So you think guys like Galloway, Langston
Oh,
Galloway, and
Galloway's going.
I mean,
Well, that's the one I think he might stay. I want him to trade him so we can get something in return, but he's an expiring deal. I kind of want that money at the same time.
Yeah.
so he making it hard for you? That's a hard case.
Um, well, because he's not totally useless. He does have games where he is hot, and there are times he is ice cold and couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Um, his defense is terrible, but again, they put him on Giannis in the playoffs. Like that's not winning basketball. That's Dwayne
Mm-mm.
Casey's fault.
Right.
Langston needs to come off the screens and get those open looks the same way they need to utilize Luke Kennard. They ran more plays, it seemed, for Langston Galloway and Wayne Ellington than they did for Luke Kennard.
Yeah, and that shouldn't be. Yeah, you're right about that, especially when Luke more than likely is the better shooter. But you want to see, and see, I want to see the. My biggest thing with the Pistons is I just want to be able to see the young core develop. I want to see some of these young guys get an opportunity to play
Exactly.
because you don't never know what you got on the team until you really play these guys and let them be able to get some minutes out there. So what you guys think about the young core of like Kyrie Thomas and guys like that's on the team that deserve a shot to play?
Kyrie Thomas was kind of inconsistent in the summer league, but I do think there is some use for him on this team. You know, he can score some points off the bench, and if he Rose ever needs a load management night as a backup point guard, we can bring Kyrie Thomas on to play some minutes at the point guard or something like that. So I think a guy like Kyrie Thomas should get some minutes here and there, play some games here and there for the Pistons. But I already touched on Svi and other guys like that, and Jordan Bone I think will be in the G League this year, guys, and so yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, I definitely think that Jordan will be in the G League. You'd like to see him play, but it's just way too many guards for these guys to get the opportunity, especially when you're playing behind D Rose and Reggie Jackson. Now, okay,
Right.
guys, it's some videos out there flooding with Reggie Jackson out there doing his thing. So, what are you guys really expecting? What are your expectations for Reggie Jackson and this season coming up? Because it looks like it looks like Reggie is really, really healthy right now. He got the bounce back. He's dunking.
Hmm.
He's playing well in the off season. What are you guys seeing for Reggie this season?
Reggie needs to have a huge season, not just for the Pistons, but for himself. It's a contract year. He's trying to prove not to the fans, not to the team, but to himself that he still got it. Those ankle injuries, those mess with your head, man. Um, and to see him dunking the ball, that's just a happy sight for me to see because we're finally going to see a healthy Reggie Jackson. So no more excuses for this guy. Sky's the limit for him. He could go off for 16 plus, which would be huge for us. Plus, we have a legit backup center in Derrick Rose, who at one point in time was considered one of the best players in the league, coming in off the bench to put more pressure on him. It's the same situation with the Christian Woods and Thon Maker.
Yeah,
We brought D Rose here not only just to contribute off the bench, but push Reggie Jackson to be the 2015, 2016 Reggie Jackson that helped lead us to the playoffs. So
right, right.
I think Reggie's gonna be more to that stat line than he was the last few seasons. So I think he's gonna have a bounce back year.
My thing for Reggie, we got to use the pick and roll this year, guys. For Reggie to be effective. Reggie and Andre, like Drew said, in the 2015-2016 season, we're one of the best pick and roll duos in the league. So we got to get back to the pick and roll with Reggie. He looks like he's bouncier. He looks like he's in better shape. I know these are just Instagram highlights and stuff like that, so I'm not going to get too hyped up, but it is huge that he's having a healthy off season.
Yeah, that's good, man. 'Cause if you want to see Reggie, I remember this, guys. I remember Reggie coming in, and I don't know if you guys remember this game or not. When Reggie went against Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, and he dropped that 40 piece on him. What you guys do? You guys remember that game?
Yes, sir. In Portland.
Yeah, Reggie
Yes,
was
sir. I
on
remember.
fire that night. I remember that
yesterday.
night. And I'm like,
Reggie
man,
can
Reggie,
do that, man.
yeah, he can.
But guess what, man? We had that pick and roll working. We don't use the pick and roll anymore.
Right. Yeah, we
Exactly.
went away from that. You're right. You're right. I definitely think if you want to see Drummond and Reggie play a lot better, I think you need to incorporate that pick and roll because they was beasting him for that.
Even Blake in the pick and roll, he can pick and pop and shoot some threes and things like that. We can even utilize Blake in the pick and roll with Reggie as well.
Wasn't the last topic the shooting guard?
Yeah, we was talking about Luke Kennard and
somebody is echoing. I don't know who it is, but y'all know I think it's Luke. But with Reggie, I'm not really expecting anything. We'll see what happens when the season starts. I need to see that in the actual game against actual NBA players. If he's completely healthy, that's good. But that's the 18 points per game. I mean, it's not gonna hurt the team. My problem with Reggie is no matter how good you are offensively, when are you gonna contribute on the other side of the court? Because no matter what issues you have with Reggie, it never truly comes from the offensive side of the ball. Sometimes, yes.
Right.
Man, that's killing.
Yeah, that's the biggest part of Reggie game that probably he should be working on. Right.
It's the defense and the passing. Like it was my problem with Reggie has never been putting the ball in the hole. It's been passing the ball and playing defense. So if he's healthy, that means he'll be better at putting the ball in the hole. But what about playmaking? What about defense?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for Reggie. Getting better on defense, bringing that bounce back, because Reggie.
Like, I'm saying, like, he get his bounce back, then he had 18, 19, maybe 20 points. Like, he can score, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you need a little bit more because, like, with starting point guards, you want them to, if they can't score big numbers, they need to be all around. And of course, Reggie ain't the only one. There's plenty of starting point guards that aren't as good as Reggie. So I'm not, ragging on him, but being able to score 19 is pretty. But what else can I get with those points? So that's why I said I gotta wait and see if he's better somehow. Well, my expectations are very, very low because I know a lot of people they say, well, Reggie's healthy now, so we're going to get a healthy Reggie. So what's the healthy Reggie? 19, shooting 38% from 3, 45 from the field. That's pretty good, but
right.
To me, that's just an efficient score. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if he's our starting point guard, I'll need a little bit more because to me, Luke could put up all those numbers.
Yeah, and
affect the game. I just need Reggie to. You can score, bro. We know you can score. I need something else.
And see, that's going to be the thing with Reggie because Reggie coming into the season, you already know. See, there's a lot of pressure on Reggie already before he even steps out on the court this season. For one, he's in a contract year. 2, you got Derrick Rose behind you, breathing down your neck. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely going to have to come to ball this season because you don't want to be sitting on the bench killing when D Rose out there in the fourth quarter trying to put work in. You know what I mean? So Reggie definitely
man, that's inevitable. D Rose closing.
You got to.
I said you got to.
If D Rose ain't not, no, I said he's got to. If D Rose isn't on the court in the fourth quarter, I'm turning my TV off.
Wow, you think you're gonna turn the TV off?
I am. I'm sorry, but D Rose has got to be out there in the fourth quarter. He's a past MVP. He's proven he can hit big shots. He's proven he's clutch down the stretch.
Yeah, we've seen Reggie close before, but D Rose, he's reliable.
Exactly.
He's not going to Reggie move at the end of the game.
Right, because Reggie can be clutch, but sometimes he just tries to do too much, and it's just like, Reggie, what are you doing, man? Pass the ball or something.
Right. Because Reggie, he's trying to hit the big shot.
We were trying to make the playoffs, right? I forgot who it was against, but Reggie had a turnover in the fourth quarter, then another turnover in the fourth quarter. Then Luke Kennard got the ball, kicked it to him, and he shot a corner 3 and made it. And then he was all happy. I'm like, bro, Reggie, you just had 2 turnovers. If this team was off, you can't get like he messes up the day and then comes to save the day. Like you can't be doing that.
No, he can't because he's gonna get pulled out the game. But Reggie
ain't playing that.
But Reggie always wanted to. He kind of want to play hero ball a little bit too. You know how Reggie has always.
That's not good to me. When you want to play hero ball, you know who you got to be as good as Harden and Westbrook.
He's not the hero. Yeah, exactly. He's not the hero.
He's been trying to be the hero for a long time, man.
Give the
But I
ball to
feel
Blake
like
when there's 10 seconds on the clock.
I feel a little bit bad for Reggie, only because he was put in a position that he never belonged in, and because of that, uh, it's a lot of criticism that comes his way. I mean, just to completely there, I liken it to Ebus. If Ebus was drafted like in the second round, nobody would care that much.
Oh, they
But the
wouldn't. Yeah,
position we put him in was a top 10
Yeah.
pick. And the position we put Reggie in was to be our starting point guard to lead us to the promised land. But if we just like, no, Reggie Jackson's here to score, he's here to help out, here to run the offense a little bit. He's not the savior type. Then it would have been a little bit.
yeah, that's true. And so guys, with that being said, with Derrick Rose addition to the team, what impact do you think Derrick Rose is going to have with us this season? Because I know he's going to be one of those guys that get a lot of load management too as well, because they're going to try to protect him from getting injured or sitting out so many games. So how do you guys see Derrick Rose impacting the team this season with us? Because we know a part of Derrick Rose's game was driving to the basket, and you know what I'm saying? That's just what he did. And now he had to involve his game another type of way. He had to be able to shoot the jump shot. Now he got a little bit better last season. Putting up 50 points last season, that was a great thing for him, because it probably brought tears to a lot of people's eyes, because Derrick Rose felt bad about himself. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Yeah, I
when he got
remember when Charles Barkley a year before was like, D Rose, hang it up, you done.
yeah,
With Derrick Rose, first of all, he'll bring more playmaking asset. I just call it stability in certain places we weren't stable. I mean, we had Ish, but Ish wasn't enough. So now we'll be stable at starting or backup point. I think the best lineup is basically D Rose, Luke, Seiko, Fee, or Snell. You put any one of them at small forward, then Blake and Andre. And I think we're gonna see a combination of that. Derrick Rose is gonna be the reason we win probably 4 or 5 more games.
yeah, yeah, I definitely think so. So what is
Um,
your take, Drew, on D Rose addition to the team this season?
It's huge. You caught me with food in my mouth. Hold on a second. He's going to be a sixth man of the year candidate. That's going to be easy because like I think it was Big Take who said he's going to be in there fourth quarter, and if not, he's turning his TV off. Although healthy Reggie Jackson's Mr. Fourth Quarter.
Yeah,
He has yet to prove that he's been healthy. He's working on it. He looks good, but injuries can happen at any point in time. And I'm not really, it's going to be a struggle. You got to go with the hot hand, and I think that's what they're going to do. And it's going to depend how well Drummond, how well Blake's playing, if they're going to go with Reggie or D Rose. And if it's D Rose's load management game, you're going Reggie. There's just a lot of factors that are playing into it right now. But nonetheless, it's a huge move because you have a guy who was a former MVP. Now you have a guy who was third in MVP voting, and Blake Griffin.
right,
Whatever year that was. So you have some guys who knows what it takes to be successful individually.
right.
Now the real question is, can they come together, put their differences aside, put their egos aside, and play as a team, and play that Detroit basketball? And I think Derrick Rose over the last few years has really grown up and matured as a player.
Yeah,
Never that he was immature or anything like that, but he's had to change his game completely to a whole different level. I think D Rose is ready to win, and I think he's ready to win now. I couldn't be more happy to have him here in the Pistons red, white, and blue. I think he's going to go off for a good season. And if it's not Lou Will, my other candidate is going to be Derrick Rose for the sixth man of the year.
oh man, you're stepping out there on the limb this season, Detroit Drew. Wow, okay.
Go big or go home. We got Big Take on. We gotta go big, man.
Big take. Big take. So what are you expecting out of Derrick Rose this season? What type of Derrick Rose are the Pistons looking at this season?
I'm with Drew on this one. I think Derrick Rose is going to be one of the candidates for sixth man of the year. I think he's going to provide us that punch off the bench that we kind of just really missed last year. Our bench wasn't bad. Ish wasn't bad, but there was games where our bench was just kind of stagnant and didn't really score the ball. So I think he's going to provide a lot of scoring off the bench for us this year. And I do think, like Drew said, he can win sixth man of the year.
Yeah, I definitely think that CA3, what's up, man? What do you think about Derrick Rose's impact on the Pistons this season?
I think Derrick Rose will have a huge impact of the Pistons this season. I think he can step up. In case Reggie Jackson maybe has injury problems again, and I think he'll be a great six man. I don't think I think he's a better six man than starter at this point of his career. Um, because he can't take all that. He can't play too much. He can't play too many minutes because I think his injury problems will come back to haunt him. So I think he's a great six man. I think he'll be a six man a year candidate. I think he'll give us maybe that 18-point scorer off the bench. And that's just great to have on any team. You would love to have a great six man.
Right, definitely. He's gonna be when you're talking about six man. You know who wins the six man every year. Just about it looks like Lou Williams. So he definitely will be competing with Lou Williams to get that six man of the year award. But I definitely think that D Rose, man, he's gonna bring that added punch that Pistons need. You need a spark plug. And one thing that I saw from the Pistons guys is that I saw a team that needed somebody to help with the scoring load. When Blake is off, when Drummond is off, when Reggie is off, when these guys are having bad games, you need some type of scoring from somewhere. And I definitely think that
Yep.
Derek he provides that type of punch to the Pistons.
Your name's not Luke G, but you're spitting facts, man.
No, I'm not Luke G, but I do speak facts. but yeah, that's what I really see, guys. You know what I'm saying with Derrick Rose. The addition of Derrick Rose is going to mean a lot to the Pistons, especially if you're getting a Derrick Rose that's going to be healthy, a Derrick Rose that's going to be able to contribute. You remember last season he averaged 18 points a game. He started some games and he came off the bench as a six man. And Derrick Rose had some great games last season, man. Even though he only played 56 of them, he still um, played pretty well. And I thought he did an awesome job, last season.
The thing about last year though is Minnesota really wasn't playing for anything. Once they traded Jimmy Butler, they knew they were pretty much done for. The Pistons are trying to compete. The Pistons want to be in the playoffs year in year out. So he's coming to a team that not only is it expecting of him to score 20 points a game, but he's coming here to contribute and to help bring not only a championship but get rid of this playoff drought that not just the Pistons but all of Detroit's suffering through. So he's actually got something to play for here.
Yeah, he does. He definitely. So the biggest thing, okay, we're looking at our coach. This is second year, Dwayne Casey's second year being on the ball club or whatever. So what are some of the takeaways that you guys y'all took from year one with Dwayne Casey? Did you guys see anything that he needs to get better in and improve in his
um,
rotations or what?
for me, Dwayne Casey's got to get better at just making decisions in general, especially load management for Blake Griffin. He even admitted it himself that he just didn't do a good job of giving Blake the proper load management. That's probably why that led to Blake getting hurt in the playoffs. And really, I think he needs to get better with some of his lineup choices and things like that. But overall, I like Dwayne Casey. I think he's very great at grooming young players. So I think we need to keep him around.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I don't think he's going anywhere.
so J Mo, what do you think about Dwayne Casey? CA3 Sports Talk. What you think about Casey?
What's up, yo?
What's up,
I think
J Mo?
Dwayne Casey is solid. I don't understand. I think Dwayne Casey is solid. I just think my only problem is I just think he doesn't play enough young people sometimes and puts in the veterans sometimes. But
Yeah.
or sometimes iffy sometimes because I remember sometimes I had like questions with some of his lineups he had last season. But besides that, I think he's a good coach. He's definitely better than the last coach we had, and he actually has playoff experience. So I think he's a good coach.
Okay, J Mo.
What up?
What do you think about Dwayne Casey heading into his second season? And what are some of the takes that you took away in year one from Dwayne Casey?
You really want me to answer that question?
I want you to answer. Yeah, your honest opinion.
Dwayne Casey is looking like the newfound Jim Caldwell
Oh, that's not good.
because because from the standpoint of he'll get us back to winning, but he ain't getting us nowhere. And that's just the way I feel. All of his coaching decisions last year, I just had some questions. I'm not gonna get over starting Bruce Brown over Luke Kennard for a better half of the season. Some of his lineups very questionable. Starting Bruce Brown at small forward, like what are you doing? He's 6'5".
Right.
Like it's just Blake Ball. It's just I don't know, man. I'm very iffy on Dwayne Casey. Like I feel like he's in that Jim Caldwell status. Maybe not as bad, but
Yeah.
can he take us to a championship? No. He's that coach that's supposed to get us back to being a perennial playoff team, and we'll do that with him. But after a while, we'll get rid of him too because he's not a championship caliber coach, and that's just what I'm watching. Because as bad as we were last year, we could have won at least 4 more games, and we lost some games because of coaching. Like I said, I mean we was an AC, but and we know what happened to Blake. But through all that, a lot of games were up in the air, but we wanted to just jack threes with Langston Galloway. The philosophies was just I'm iffy on Dwayne Casey. To me, this is prove a year. We don't win 46 or more games. I might want him gone unless we make the playoffs again. But and if Luke Kennard not starting fire, I'm with that. I've been saying that for a while. Luke Kennard is not starting. He needs to be fired. Like you can't rationalize not starting this guy unless Bruce Brown giving you 17 with that defense.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
He got to
So,
improve.
yeah, I definitely can see that. So Drew, did you take a shot at Dwayne Casey and his what do you think about Casey?
I mean, he has his flaws, like any coach does.
Right.
Obviously, his substitutions were terrible. I thought Jose Calderon and Zaza got way too many minutes. And then, like some of you guys touched on, the whole playing Blake too much, ran him into the ground.
Yeah, he had the ball in Blake's hands too much
yeah.
too. I agree with
That's what ruined Grant Hill's career. Is it was Grant Hill or bust. We don't really want to have a turn Blake Griffin into Grant Hill because, quite frankly, I think he's got more talent than Grant Hill. Not knocking Grant Hill. Grant Hill's one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah.
But you got to learn from your mistakes. Detroit, when they get superstars, they kind of get happy with it and run them into the ground. It's not just the Pistons. You look at the Lions, ran Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson into early retirement. You got to treat these guys like they're special. There's a reason you got to give up so much for them. And I think Dwayne Casey realizes that. That's why he brings in these quality players, Markieff Morris, to take some of his minutes. He drafted Sekou, who can play small forward, power forward. Tony Snell can play small ball and play power forward. So, I mean, you get these quality guys who can take some of these minutes and contribute. They're not going to score these 30 points per game or drop 50 like he did.
Right.
But they're going to go on there and contribute, play defense, play hard, so he can actually sit down and rest. Because when Blake wasn't out there, man, we were god awful.
And right, you're right. And that shouldn't be. Now that you got a guy like a player like Markieff Morris coming off the bench, that's going to be that he's going to add that scoring punch that the Pistons can use as well because Markieff, he can play. The guy can play, man. So I definitely think that he's going to add that punch too as well off the bench, being able to get 10 to 12 points or 15 points off the bench or whatever. He's going to play a vital role in what the Pistons are doing. Big take. So what do you think about Dwayne Casey?
Oh, I already gave my take, but basically what I said was just I think he needs to do a better job giving Blake load management and like Drew said, just substitutions and rotations, things like that.
Okay. So I definitely see that. I definitely see that for Dwayne Casey in this season. How I look at Dwayne Casey is I see a coach that has a lot of experience, that's been around. Definitely, I want to see Dwayne Casey play some of the younger guys. And I know that that's going to happen because some of these guys are going to be on load management. You can't, you saw how Blake Griffin looked last season in the playoffs. He looked like a robot out there with that huge thing on his leg. You know what I mean? Like he gave it his all though. He gave it everything that he could. But he looked like a robot out there with that thing on his leg. So it's like you can't be letting that happen.
and he was
That
still
gave
our
me a
best
new
player.
respect for Blake right there. Playing in
Yeah,
the playoffs despite that injury. That gave me big respect for Blake.
yeah. That definitely gave me a huge respect level for because they basically was counting him out and saying in the reports that Blake Griffin was done for the playoffs, and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
I
and they
see
were
out there playing.
trying to kind of make it just seem like he was quitting on us, like it wasn't really a serious injury or anything. From an article I read about it, but yeah, that was huge when he played in that game. Despite the fact that we got swept yet again.
Right, exactly. Again, so the thing on the Pistons has been all these things with all these times where they was going to the conference finals. Now you have not had a win in what like 10
Yeah,
some not
over 10 years. Yeah,
10 years. So that's crazy
since 2008.
since 2008. Yeah, so it's been a long time because the Pistons were definitely a dominant team where every year they were just about in the conference finals.
Well,
Well, Joe
it
Dumars
starts with
ruined that.
Joe Dumars. Exactly.
I still, I still, I still think that Joe Dumars. What would have happened if they would have drafted Carmelo Anthony? I still think about that to this day, right now.
Well, everyone wanted Carmelo because he was a scorer, but really we were just looking for that big man. We
Right,
didn't have Sheed yet, so I think if we drafted anybody except for Darko, it would have been Chris Bosh.
right.
Hmm.
Which they could have went out and see. That's the thing, though, Drew, that you say that because they could have went out the Drew, Chris Bosh, but they didn't. They could have went out the deep,
Imagine,
but they didn't because,
imagine what a young Chris Bosh man could have done for this team, for that team.
because that's what they
Man,
needed.
forget Chris Bosh, man. We ruined Melo's career, bro.
Melo should have been the number two pick. We kind of know that he should have been the number two pick.
For like every time, I mean, I know y'all seen the Melo recently, but every time somebody slander him, every time somebody talk bad about him, I just think like this is our franchise fault. Because if
Yeah,
we were smart and drafted Melo, the Pistons win at least 2 titles, and he's a
Hmm.
household name. He would have had a ring before Bron and D Wade,
yeah, he would have. That's the man. That's so true
and a
that you
legend.
because he was on the team, and I think Melo probably would have been
Won
in
national championship, so he would have been a legend.
right.
Probably would have been our best scorer on that team too, to be honest.
Yeah, he would have been coming off the bench. He probably would have been a six man.
Oh no, he would have started, dude.
Who was he starting?
Oh, but
No, yeah,
We would have benched
there.
Prince. Tayshaun ain't nobody, dude.
you can.
He's just a role player.
hey, bro, chill on Tayshaun, bro. Like for real.
Well, you
I
know,
Hey,
like
Tay-
Tayshaun.
don't talk about Tayshaun Prince like that. You said Tayshaun ain't nobody, dude. What? Tayshaun is the Andre Iguodala of our championship, bro. Like, put no respect on that.
Okay, but Tayshaun's not a Hall of Famer though. Melo would be. He's gonna have a tough
Yeah,
time not
Right.
but
getting a
I just
ring.
don't know if he would
But if
start
he
over
if he would have been
established
starting, dude,
station.
you've been talking about like Melo as a top 20 player maybe.
Yeah, he did average like what 19 his rookie season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Ron
was going
stole the
crazy.
MVP. I mean, he didn't steal the rookie of the year. He earned it, but he took that rookie of the year from Melo. He earned it though, but still, it
yeah,
was a close.
because Melo, remember Melo got to the
He averaged
playoffs
like 19.
season. Yeah,
You said what?
Melo got to the playoffs in his rookie season with Denver, I
For
believe.
who? What? I don't
Melo,
remember that.
His second year, I think it was. I think it was his
I don't think
second
it
or
was
third
rookie.
year.
you sure it wasn't the first season? They went to the playoffs.
I don't
Well,
remember that.
because I
Yeah,
know
Melo.
in 06 or 07 they went to the conference finals.
Yeah, in his first, I believe in his first season, Melo went to the
Wait,
playoffs. I'm not sure.
he got drafted to Denver, right?
Yeah, he did.
Hmm.
I don't think they made the playoffs then
Yeah,
that year.
yeah, they went to the. No, not the first year.
Yeah, but
My
y'all,
research.
y'all talk about the first, second, third, fourth best player.
So if you the Pistons and you got a spot open, would you invite Carmelo Anthony to be a part of the team?
No, I would have did it last year when we didn't have any small forwards. I
Yeah.
wanted to do it last year, but this year we have small forwards
Okay.
and young guys that we can't. You know, we look. This is why I know a lot of people didn't want that Russell Westbrook trade, but this is why I feel like we needed to do it because
unless we build, we're not gonna be winning anything because next year free agents is a bunch of trash. And
Mhm.
I just feel like we wanted to make a power move for the next 3 years, just a 3 year window. We might have maybe should have did that because if not, we gonna be waiting for 4 years before some real free agents come up. And unless you do some trades, I don't know how we could. I wish we could get Vic. I don't know how we gonna get Vic, but I wish we could trade to get Vic. I would take him any day of the week. But we just need another player. Melo just wouldn't fit now. He
Now,
would have fit so well last year.
Luke G said in the comments, he said Carmelo would have just been another injury-prone player. Pistons need new blood and looking ready to be a start.
Well, Carmelo's not really injury prone.
No, Melo has never been like really injury-prone type of guy.
No, it would have been good if we didn't have any small forwards.
Yeah, because he
But
can add. That's what the Pistons actually needed. They needed somebody that could score the bucket, that could get buckets out there.
yeah, but now
Just the
now
problem with Melo right now, man. He needs the ball in his hand.
now we drafted
He can't play
Sekou.
off ball.
Speed is on the rise. We got Tony Snell.
Yeah.
If it really got bad, we could play Marcus Morris there. Like now we have a few small forwards, and him coming to just ruin that.
Okay, I
And
can
we
see that.
get
then.
his
I can see that.
scoring, but now we don't need you scoring as much because the team is better.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. What you're saying, you know what I'm saying? Because now you really don't need a Melo right now because you're trying to groom some of the younger players.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really wish we would have got him last year. It
Yeah.
would have worked. We did.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
literally had no small forwards on the roster
Right.
unless you consider Speed a small forward.
And I just think, to me, guys, I just think that Houston, to me, I just think that they did Melo wrong, man. It's just me, guys. You know what I'm saying? I may be thinking this way only,
Oh
but
yeah.
I thought, man,
But
10 games in a season, and he's done.
and they tried to blame their
And it
whole
wasn't
season
even
on
like he
him.
was.
Yeah, they tried to
Then
play the
y'all
whole
season
season,
get no
Yeah.
better.
and they
No,
And it
I'm
still
gonna tell
wasn't even like he was playing that bad, man. He really wasn't playing that bad.
no, he wasn't playing bad. That's
you
why
Melo is the skate, and I'm not a Melo fan. If people know, I've never hated Carmelo Anthony, but I've never really been a fan of this guy like ever. But the way they do this guy is just unbelievable because in Houston, oh Melo don't want to come off the bench. He don't want to come off the bench. In Houston, he off the bench, he's nothing, and he was trying. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say it was the best, but he was trying. And OKC, he was the fourth option. Didn't complain about it.
right.
They just win. Because
Yeah.
y'all Paul for choking George shooting 2 of 17 in a closeout game. How you gonna win when your star player do that? But we gonna chill on George Paul.
And
But
then you let Damian Lillard hit the
George Paul.
no, he needs to go to Portland. Portland is the team that needs him. They need a small forward so bad.
they need
They need.
Yeah.
every
But
year,
I
guys.
don't know if they're gonna do it.
That's something though.
But
But every
they
year
need Melo. They want to win a championship. You get Melo because you need that 15. You put it like this. I know y'all saw them last
That's
year.
yeah.
that's a good point.
Lillard was struggling. And all you had was CJ McCollum. I'm talking about like game 7, game 6. All you had was CJ McCollum destroying them. Now, if Denver was a more experienced team, somebody would have like matched CJ McCollum's production, and then you wouldn't need a scoring from somewhere else. And that's where Melo would come in. That's where Rodney Hood came in. But
Yeah.
it's like, you get Melo, like Melo, they got swept, bro, by the Warriors. I think they at least win one game. So I ain't saying they gonna win a lot, but they win
Yeah.
one game with Melo.
Because I was thinking because you think about those Trailblazers and Warriors games, Portland was up in those games and they gave the lead away.
3 times they had a 15
Me-
or better lead.
They could not close out, man.
Melo would be perfect for that situation.
Yeah, he would have, man. I think Carmelo would have fit. But see, I think what happened though the year before that, Portland wanted Carmelo, and Carmelo didn't.
He went up. See?
Yeah, he went to OKC instead of going to Portland, where you would have had some guys around you that can ball.
Mhm.
Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum can ball.
Well,
I can't blame
well,
him.
and the thing,
Because OKC had Paul George and Westbrook.
Yeah.
So
And the
I
thing
can't
is,
blame him, but didn't Portland got swept that year too, didn't they?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah, they did. They got swept by the.
Portland. If you had Melo, you'll start getting swept.
Yeah, I think they got swept by the Pelicans.
Yep, they did. My
That's
thing
my
is,
sleeper team.
if Rodney Hood can get minutes, why not pick up Melo? Like what can Rodney Hood do that Melo can't? Like I just don't understand.
Well, he's better defender, but
He,
I don't like that defense point
he can
either.
play off ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people be like, "Well, Melo can't play no defense," and now I know LeBron
Half,
in high leverage
half
moments
the league
and
don't
high
even play
leverage
defense.
moments that Matt Kellerman say high leverage moments. Yeah, LeBron will clamp you, but Brian ain't playing defense. Harden ain't playing no
Yeah,
defense.
nobody. Harden don't play
I'll put
defense.
Steph
So
Curry at defense.
Steph Curry don't even play defense. He
I
tried, but
know these guys are superstars and Melo isn't anymore, but there are plenty of guys at Melo's level
yeah.
of skill that don't play no damn defense.
Right, right, exactly.
Hmm.
Like all the players on the Pistons. Like, don't nobody play no defense, man. So that's what I'm saying. They're like, well, you can't play defense. I'm like, look, man, he give you 15 off the bench. Give him 20
Right.
minutes and let him score. That's
He's
it.
at least
Like, let's
he's
score.
at
Let us
least.
score. Let us score a score.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's so true, man. I just think I still think, guys, this just me. I still think that Carmelo deserves an opportunity to play in the league. I still think that he can get buckets. I still think that he has something to offer the game. Pretty much in his interview with Stephen A. You know what I'm saying? He wanted. I know why Carmelo did that interview, because he wanted to clear his name from all the stuff that's been said about him, and he wanted to come out and say, like, look, this is how I actually feel. You know what I'm saying? I want to play. I never said I wanted a farewell tour. I want to play still. I still think I got something to add to a team, and I definitely think that he has something to add in this league still. I don't think Carmelo is washed up. He's still out there playing and helping these guys. He's been working out with guys like Kuzma and Donovan Mitchell and stuff like that. So you know that Melo still got game, but you're just trying to see, man, somebody get this man an opportunity, man, so we can see
Well,
Melo.
I know where he should go, but they're not going to get him, and
Right.
they actually kind of need him too. And that's the worry because they don't really have they don't have small forwards.
Yeah, they don't got a
Clay
bench
Clay
anymore.
is out, and then I don't know what's gonna happen with D'Lo. But if you had Melo when Clay come back, you could trade D'Lo, have Steph and Clay, and then you have Melo, your starting small forward, just scoring 15 and 9. And play, it'd probably be way easier for Melo to score playing with Steph and Clay.
Right. So
Waving Javon said Rockets 2020 champions. I'll be honest with you, I hope so. It's very possible, but I hope so.
So now, okay, so guys, let's talk about it a little bit. We're gonna talk a little NBA. What do you guys think about Harden and Westbrook getting together? What you think about that, Drew?
I mean, they played together in OKC for a few years, so I mean they know each other. The problem with it is just when it comes to crunch time, who's taking that last shot? Because what they're going
Yeah,
to do through the first three quarters is one of them's going to be out there at all times. So you're going to have to guard an all-star point guard, former MVP, at all time. That's what they did with Chris Paul when Chris Paul came there. But fourth quarter, close game, who's taking that shot? It's going to be James Harden. Just for the sole purpose, it's been his team for the last few years. Um, how well is Westbrook going to adjust to that? He
yeah,
can. He did it with Paul George. He deferred to Paul George. So, I mean, it's nothing new to Westbrook. It's just going to be when Harden's being guarded, can Westbrook make those shots? Which, he's shot 29% from the 3-point line last year. That's not good. That's terrible. Especially paying him, what, 40,
Hurts
$50
for
million
the
dollars a year. I mean, it's just there's a lot of question marks, man. They're not going to be good defensively. I'm just with Mike D'Antoni being there, they're never going to win an NBA championship. So the move's pointless to me. I just don't know how it's going to work.
yeah. The biggest thing is we know that they can play together. They play mainly when Harden was on OKC. Harden played a lot of the point guard position anyway. He was handling the ball a lot. So I definitely think that Russell will be able to play off of him. If Harden is
No,
controlling the ball a lot.
this is completely unrelated, but I'll never forget. I will never ever forget this. I forgot who OKC was playing, but they had lost,
and KD, Russ, and James Harden all had 20 shots. And I remember Magic Johnson was saying James Harden should never be shooting 20 shots. He should never. Why is he shooting so many shots? Why is he shooting so many shots? He's not on the caliber of KD and Westbrook than I think to now. If only people wouldn't know that mindset back then, he would still be on the team. But fast forward to now, um, I don't think it's a problem. I
Yeah,
think the problem is with everybody else. Russ and Harden, they gonna do their thing. But like I'll keep bringing up small forwards. Like you don't win in the NBA without a small forward. You don't win a ring.
yeah. You got to
They
have a
need a
good wing.
now they don't leave Melo. That would be horrible. But they need a small forward. Until they get that small forward that I feel like I can depend on and rely on as a basketball mind. To
Right.
me, that's keeping them from a championship. They need that small forward that can just go score when you need them to. But to me, Russ and Hart, they're not going to have any issues. The issues are going to come when you need scoring from people not named Russ and Hart.
Yeah.
Because that's what it always comes down to. Like I
You
said,
think
I
you?
keep bringing up in the Portland series, Damian Lillard went ghost, and
Yeah.
C.J. McCollum and Rodney Hood stepped up.
Right.
So if James Harden and Russ, whether they going ghost or not, if they y'all still in the ball game, that's when you're gonna need an Austin Rivers to step up, or PJ Tucker to hit some threes, or a Gerald Green to do something. But yeah, as a tandem, I'm really not concerned at all because regular season that they'll be great. Postseason, I mean, as long as they avoid the LA teams, they'll be great. If they face the Clippers, I could see them beating the Clippers, not the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
But but I think they'll be fine once they get a better team. And just like Drew said, you got to get rid of D'Antoni. I think what's going to happen is if they miss the Lakers in the
Yeah.
playoffs, because
Uh-huh.
I don't know if they'll beat the Clippers, but I think I'll give them a shot. You know, reason not giving a shot against the Lakers is because who's guarding LeBron James, who's guarding Anthony Davis. PJ Tucker isn't the best in the world, but he can split time off with Kawhi and Paul George, and you're gonna let them do their thing. But then, you got Harden and Russ. It's just a different. To me, those two LA teams are a different dynamic.
Yeah, they are.
But I think they're gonna make the second round,
Mm.
maybe the Western Conference Finals. But after they fail, if they fail, I would rather them fail because I don't think Mike D'Antoni deserves a championship. I'm just being a mean because he doesn't coach to win.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think after that he'll get fired, and the Rockets are gonna run him back for 2 more years, and then if they don't end up with championships, Harden and Russ would probably join somebody else and win on one of their teams as a menial player, or not as the best player on the team.
Right. So the big take. What you think about the connection with Russell and Harden?
Well, I think it's gonna work great. They grew up in the same area. Um, I think they're gonna do great in the regular season because, as we know, Harden and Westbrook are two of the best regular season players in the league.
Yeah, we
I do have concerns about them in the playoffs because of how deep the West is. Not only that, but um, Harden and Westbrook just hasn't proved to be clutch to me yet, guys. And I don't. And until then, I have my worries about Harden and Westbrook going deep into the playoffs. But as far as regular season and stuff like that, I think they're going to win a lot of games.
About you saying them being clutch, I'll say this: Harden, yes, but Russ, I don't know. That's yet to be seen. Because we've seen Harden literally choke.
Yeah, yeah,
Us, and that's the one thing that angers me about this whole narrative. The best player has to take the last shot. Russ can't shoot. Like he can score, but you don't want him taking the last shot. If it's a 3-pointer, now if it's just Russ go get us a shot, he can do that. But if it's just a 3-pointer, it's just not gonna work. And
right.
like look at Westbrook, I look at the playoffs without KD. Win against Houston with me, you, and Noble because he ain't had nobody on the squad. I
you know
mean,
we had to go out there.
that was he won. Like he didn't win MVP just because he had a triple double and they were the fifth seed. He won because he did that, and his roster was garbage.
Right,
So,
right.
and then the next year, Paul George choked against Utah. I mean, Russell averaged a triple double in that series. We all know what Paul George did in the close. Like in the last series, They just got whooped on, and I'm gonna blame Paul George for letting Damian Lillard hit that shot in his face. He's supposed to be one of the best defenders in the NBA. You do not let Damian Lillard hit a 37-foot three in your face like you nothing. No, like you can't tell me Paul George is one of the best defenders.
You talking about one of the best two-way players in the league, though, right, J-Mo?
No, but to me, that to me, he's not one of the best two-way players in the league because of that. Like I feel like that's Giannis, that's Kawhi, that's Clay, that's Iggy, that's Draymond. They not letting him shoot a 38-foot three, and they not letting him do that.
And then he waved.
He got a blow past him and shoot a normal three. But Damian Lillard looked at Paul George and was like, "Hey, I'm about to pull up in your face." Paul George was like, "No, you won't." Wow.
Yeah. Hey,
And then, but you see, after that, though, Russ gets all the blame. But back to the premise.
Hey, did he tell him?
Harden has shown he's not clutch, but Russ, I don't think he's had the opportunity to succeed as well.
Hey, J-Mo, did he tell him it was Dame time?
He had to. So like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I don't know how Westbrook gets blamed for that, but like, dude supposed to be the best player on the team according to y'all, best defender on the team according to y'all, and literally hit a 40-foot three in his face. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, part of the reason Russ gets the blame is because in a lot of them games he was shooting 4 for 20.
Yeah, exactly. He's hoisting up a lot of shots, but ain't none of the shots.
A lot of them shots are coming down the stretch too.
Yeah, but if you watch that last game, Russ was the reason they was even in that game. Because he hit that shot.
Right. You're right. It's a double-edged sword with Westbrook. I've always said that.
Russ was going to save them. Russ literally hit the shot to get him the lead. Yeah. And Lillard was like, "Come here, Paul George. You know you George Paul." And he went, bro. Like, I'm not going to get over that. Russ deserves a lot of blame for a lot of failures. Yeah. But you can't blame him for one of the best defensive players in the league getting mouthed like he was a kid, bro. Like,
oh no, yeah.
In that situation, you supposed to be Kevin Love in the final. You feel me?
Yeah,
that's solidified.
One ring for that one defensive possession. You supposed to be Kevin Love in the final. You're not supposed to let a dude with a 38-foot three in your face. Like, I can't get it, bro.
Hey, you know what? I want to talk about Philly right quick because Philly was a bucket away from going to the finals last season. Do you guys think that Philly got better? I'll let you go ahead and speak on it, Drew. Do you think they got better in the offseason?
No, I'm not buying the hype at all. I dropped a video today talking about the Pistons power ranking from Clutch Points. Yeah. And on that list they had Philly number 1, which is ridiculous to me.
Philly.
Number 1, that's crazy.
What?
I'm just not sure how it's gonna work, man. They don't have enough floor spacing in today's NBA. Al Horford and Embiid can shoot threes, but it's not like they're going to blow you away with it. Tobias Harris is their best three-point shooter. Not that that's a bad option, but they lost Jimmy Butler, defensive superstar.
Right.
You can't really replace those guys.
Josh Richard.
Yeah, he's okay, but he's not Jimmy Butler.
I like Josh, right. But
he ain't
no Jimmy Butler.
No.
So what do you? Way better.
Okay. So what do you So what do you see, Big Take, from Philly this season?
I think they're the second best team in the East still, but for them to get to the NBA Finals, like you were saying, they got to get some type of backcourt, man. They got to do something with their backcourt. It's going to be interesting to see some of their lineups and things like that this year. I'm not really sure how the whole Al Horford thing is gonna work, but they need shooting and they need some guards, man, before I can put them into a championship caliber.
Because you lost your shooting with JJ Redick, right? He went over to
that's
exactly. If they would have kept Redick, that would have been huge. But
he said, okay, I do like Zion. I still, J-Mo, you know how I feel about Zodo, but I ain't gonna go there right now.
I told you I'm be on your head this year. I told you I'm be on your head this year when Lonzo busting.
Hey, J-Mo, I just want him to make me a believer, man. That's all. Make me.
He will.
That's the only thing. I'm not saying that Zoe can't ball, believer, so I can take the scrub title off.
But if you a Pistons, respect though, because Zoe's a Piston killer.
Oh man, I wish I could hear J-Mo right now. I bet he's losing it.
No, man, no. He ain't. It's cool. We
Uh,
appreciate the hate.
yeah, I'm just messing with J Mo. But yeah, so okay, guys, another team that could be sneaky good that
Wait,
brought
hold on. I didn't get my thoughts. Wait,
go
Drew,
ahead.
you
My bad.
can't. Drew,
Oh, really? My fault.
Drew, you can't hear me.
Drew.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing Drew can't hear me.
Okay,
What's
go
up?
ahead, J Mo.
Wait, can you hear me, Drew? I'm guessing he can't hear me.
I guess he can't hear you.
No, I
Can
can't
you
hear
hear me?
JMO.
Big Tay?
Big Take.
Yeah, I can hear you.
He can hear you.
Well,
Big Take can hear you.
anyway, MB says thoughts on Indiana. I have Indiana at the third seed, but did Philly
Yeah,
get better? No. You don't get better when you lose Jimmy Butler and you don't replace him. I don't even have to go into all the people they got in free agency and blah 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 and blah blah blah. You lose Jimmy Butler,
yeah,
you
that's a
don't
lot.
replace Butler. Like put some respect. And I'm not even a fan of these guys. It's just like I know what I put some respect on Jimmy Butler, man, bro. Like once Jimmy Butler, they would have lost to Brooklyn. Yes, they would have lost to Brooklyn, and they would have got destroyed by the Sixers. I mean, by the Raptors if it wasn't for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler showed on a championship team. As long as he isn't your solo star, he can be the best player on a championship team. He showed that.
Right.
So and he can play defense on almost everybody in the league. You
Yeah.
lose that guy. Ben Simmons' jump shot is still in question.
Yeah.
No J. Redick. You still got Brett Brown. Who is your starting point guard? Who is your backup point guard? They didn't get better.
But
Like you lose Jimmy.
you got
No, I can't see
Ben
anything
Simmons is
losing
probably
Jimmy Butler and getting better. Even Minnesota lost Jimmy Butler. They ain't get better.
no, they didn't. They actually fell off.
If you don't lose Jimmy Butler, then get better unless you replace him. Josh Richardson, I like him. I like him. I would have took him. I like him.
Yeah, Josh Richardson, he'll
He's
hustle
not
out.
no replacement.
Right.
He would be great for the Pistons, Josh Richardson.
Yes,
Yeah,
he would.
he's a Piston type of guy. I can see him.
Randy Jackson is a replacement, but he can play defense.
So yeah, I mean, we know how good Joel Embiid is, even though he's one of the. When I see Joel Embiid on the court, man, I just feel like laughing, man, because the dude is a clown, and he just clown people all day long, man, and trash talk with people, and he's become an act to me. You know what I'm saying? He's a circus act in the NBA. He goes around and says he's the best big man over everybody, and truly so. The guy is very skilled, man. Got a lot of
I
moves.
mean, he probably is, though.
Yeah, he is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna not gonna say that he's not. But I just
But
think
see, before he started that beef with the Pistons, I like Joel Embiid. I like players like him because to me, of course, you know this word noble because you've seen more than that. They throwback players. Joel Embiid is your prime throwback player, man. And
yeah,
that's why I like him just for his antics and his trash. So it's just like he acts. It's a few throwback players. Joel, Russ, Giannis. Like Giannis is clearly a throwback player. He don't belong in there, but he is. So, you know, I like his antics sometimes, long as he ain't tripping on the Pistons though.
right, because he normally come at he normally come at Drummond all the time. So that's like a good rivalry going on right there. Two big men going at one another. But all right, hey, let's talk a little bit about Indiana. What did you guys think about Indiana and some of their offseason moves, picking up guys like Malcolm Brogdon and who else did they pick up? Like Thaddeus Young?
No, they traded that in young.
They trade Thaddeus Young
They,
and
they got TJ Warren,
yeah, TJ Warren.
who I like a lot. The Phoenix version of Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, TJ Warren can score, man. I done seen him in a lot of games. He can get buckets.
Also, Victor Oladipo is coming back, and they were a good team without him. So I think
Yeah,
they're going to be scary, man.
Said man, I think they'll be I think they really gonna be the 3 seed because it's depending on it's been top heavy in the East for a while, but usually it's that sneaky team last year. And you can say
Yeah.
Indiana that sneaky team last year because they was a 4 seed without Victor Oladipo. That's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
I think they're gonna move up a slot. They might move up to 2. Like I got a lot of faith in the team because I go off what you show me. Some teams are not good in the playoffs. Some teams are very good at making the playoffs.
right.
Indiana, teams like Indiana and Portland, they are very good at making the playoffs, and they will always make the playoffs, no matter who is on their roster. We know Portland got Dame, but
Right.
I think they could be they still in as a second seed, but see the playoffs. I don't know who they're gonna beat though. I think
Right.
they could lose to any team they play in the playoffs.
Yeah, because they got a
But
scrappy team over there, man. Indiana is always scrappy every season. Pistons
yeah,
have a
like I
hard
said,
time.
they're a regular season
You
team,
know,
but playoffs you need star power.
you know what would be our dream matchup for the Pistons if we were the 7th seed and Indiana was the 2 seed. That's a team I think we could at least have a shot against.
Okay. Okay.
I did think that. I mean, I'm not gonna disagree, but I don't Indiana with when they got home court. Now we take
Yeah,
home court is
I think we should
like
at least win a
Indiana.
game though.
I don't
That's
know.
all
I
I
don't like
want,
how they.
man.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'll
mean, we
play
might
anyone
be
except
able
for
to beat
Milwaukee.
them. We might be able to beat them now that Bogdanovich is gone because Bogdanovich used to just murder us at every turn.
Man,
Hmm.
kill us.
Him and they still got Sabonis, but I'm telling you, Bogdanovich is looking like Larry Bird against the Pistons,
Yeah.
bro.
We always
Oh
have a hard
man.
time. We always have a
Like
hard
he
time
was
with
looking
Indiana.
so cold. He was looking so cold against the Pistons. I became a fan. I'm like, dog, this dude just too nice, bro. Let me give him some respect. He nice. Like he just cooking us, bro. Him and Sabonis.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about Sabonis. I forgot about him being on the team. So
We
yeah. So
always we always struggle against teams with stretch fours. That's been a thing for the Pistons.
hmm and Miles Turner is not bad either. He's a pretty decent center,
Nah,
man.
Miles Turner is pretty good.
Yeah. Great shot blocker.
Yep. Can hit the outside shot, can play down low. Yeah, he offer a lot. Now it's another team, guys, I want to talk about too, because we're talking about a different team this season. They're not going to be the same team, and that's no other than the Toronto Raptors. Do you guys see Pascal Siakam being the all-star that I think that he possibly will be this season? And what do you guys think about Toronto as a whole? Do you think they got a chance to make the playoffs without Kawhi Leonard?
I
Uh,
think
yeah,
go ahead, Drew.
go ahead.
Um, they're obviously still a playoff team. They have a lot of depth still. Although you are losing one of the best players in the league, it's going to hurt you. You're going to feel it. But, they're still going to be a lower to mid-tier playoff team. They're just that deep.
Yeah, they are.
They're well coached. Just from
Nick
the
Nurse. All right, Nick Nurse. Go ahead, Nick Nurse.
Well, I'm not a big Nick Nurse fan because a lot of what has been
I don't know
implemented
why
in
you
Toronto
not,
has been
Drew.
Dwayne Casey. I mean, they still use Dwayne Casey's playbook. Dwayne Casey knew their game plan when we played them. They didn't have the right players for it. DeMar DeRozan was really what was holding that team back, and when they got Kawhi Leonard for him, they took off. So,
But can I
I
ask
mean,
you one thing?
obviously
Do
Dwayne
you
Casey did
think?
something wrong because they got rid of him. So they knew
No,
it wasn't what he
I
was
was gonna.
doing.
Hey
They saw
Drew, I was
something in
gonna.
Nick Nurse, brought him in there. But back to the question at hand, I think Siakam has every ounce of motivation to be an all-star, but it's going to be tough. There's a lot of good front court players in the Eastern Conference, so he's going to have to earn it.
Okay.
And with them not being the first seed or second seed, it's going to hurt his cause.
Yeah. I definitely think he will step his game up a little bit. He should average at least 20 a game.
With the Nick Nurse thing, I watched him a lot. I think he is a very good coach because there was certain times in certain series where he made coaching changes and it was the reason they won those series. A la Philly, a la Milwaukee, a la Golden State.
Yeah, just
I mean,
a la.
this is a decision of right, just a decision of let's stop playing Danny Green so much. Fred VanVleet out here cooking stuff.
Right.
Would Dwayne Casey have done that? Who knows? Giannis is out here destroying us. Let's build a wall, and we're gonna have Kawhi guard him. So we're gonna have Kawhi guard him, and then we're gonna have all four of y'all guard him too. So Giannis getting guarded by 5 players in the lane. So if that's what you do, because other teams have tried to build up walls against Giannis, they didn't have the same personnel, but they weren't successful. But I think Siakam will average 22, and it'll be a seventh or eighth seed. I think he definitely will be an all star only because his stock is high. So as long as he averages 20 and they make the playoffs, he'll be an all star. Al Horford usually takes that front court spot. He won't be taking that this year.
So no to Al. This.
Yeah.
Okay, so the big take, what you got on Toronto and Pascal Siakam eventually taking over that team since Kawhi is gone?
I got Toronto at the 8 seed this year in the playoffs. I do think they're a very deep team and they will sneak back in the playoffs. As far as Siakam, I definitely think he has all the potential in the world to be an all-star. My only thing is I think a lot of the success that he had was Kawhi being there and people paying a lot of attention to Kawhi on offense and him getting open shots and open looks and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of my thing for Pau Siakam. But all the potential in the world is there for that guy, man, and I'm really excited to see what he can do to lead his team by himself now. Really,
Yeah, because definitely they got some good bench players. I really grew fond of Fred Van Vliet's game. Definitely, man. He made me a believer after how tough he was against Curry, man, and how he played Curry and how he was able to knock down the 3-point shot on Curry. That made a world of difference, man.
yeah, for sure.
So I want to also look at the new look Boston Celtics. You got Kemba Walker being the point guard. We know what Kemba could do. We know Kemba can dance on you. We know that Kemba averaged 25 a game. But now you're talking about playing with a Jason Tatum, who last season, I think to me, Jason Tatum didn't have his best season last year. I think his rookie season was his best season. And this year, Jason Tatum will be unleashed. So we'll get to see how good he is. So what do you guys think about Jason Tatum and also Jaylen Brown as well? Those two young guys over there.
Go ahead, Tate.
Me personally, I think that they're gonna have big seasons, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They proved that they can play in big moments. Taking that team, the Celtics, taking LeBron James to 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie Irving. So
Right.
I'm very excited to see what Jason Tatum and what Jaylen Brown can do. I think Jason Tatum is going to have a much improved season. I'm also very excited to see what Kemba Walker can finally do with some guys around him.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be interesting to really get a good grade of how good a player he really is. So that's my take on it.
MB said I like Van Vliet since college at Wichita State. Well, I was actually upset he didn't get drafted. He was so good in college, and I know the big take said something about Siakam and them being able to key on him. Well,
Yeah.
when I wasn't there, Siakam was the guy, and they were winning. I remember the Pistons did beat them, but Siakam got like 35 points on them. It was bad. He was cooking them. But on the Boston, I'm just put it simply as this: they won't get further than they did with Kyrie. Simple.
Yeah.
I think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown will definitely improve, but they won't pass the second round.
And see, that's the thing too, because Jaylen Brown, you know what I'm saying? He had some games where he was pretty decent. Then he had some games that he kind of regressed. Overall, I want to see how their chemistry is gonna be, man. That's definitely what I want to see. You know, they brought in Enes Kanter over there to be one of their bigs over there. And I just want to see, and then you still got Gordon Hayward on the squad. So I want to really see how good Jason Tatum can really be, because he's saying, Jason Tatum is saying to the people, they're going to the finals. And I'm like,
He delusional.
Because he keeps thinking, and it's good to think like that as a player, thinking that you're going to the finals. But
you should always think that, but he's delusional.
So, Drew, what do you think about Boston, man?
I don't know, man. It's weird. They have a lot to prove. They're putting a lot of faith in Jason Tatum because he's going to have more responsibility with people like Morris leaving. Kyrie was leader of the team. He left, so now it's Kemba's team. Kemba really hasn't played in a system like this. I think Kemba's going to have a career high year because Steven's system always revolves around the point guard. He made Isaiah Thomas an all-star who was, 5'7", 5'9". He made Kyrie more effective. There's gonna be a different Kemba. we already know how good Kemba's going to be. He's going to improve just in that system. But you lost Horford, and you brought in Cantor, which I don't know how well that's going to fit as a starting center. He's a great backup, but I don't know. I don't really know about him starting.
Yeah.
They have a lot of holes and a lot of question marks. So I can't really predict where they're going to be.
Yeah.
Just on that sole purpose, because we don't know.
Yeah, that is funny that you say that, Drew, because
I don't think they'll be any better than last year because it's like this with the East and the West now. In the East and the West, you liable to face a title contender. Golden State, who's second round? Milwaukee, face Philly. Like you bound to face a team that can win the title, and if they make it out the first round, who knows? The Pistons could beat them.
And you couldn't beat Milwaukee.
They not making it out the second round. And that's why I don't understand the criticism on Kyrie last year. I'm like, you really expected Kyrie and that team, it was a great team. You really expected them to beat Giannis. Like, that's what you really expected. You crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, you not beating Giannis and his team the way they were the best team in the league last year, and that's why what Kawhi did is so special.
Right.
There was nothing that Boston would have been able to do to beat Milwaukee. It wasn't happening. That they were the better team.
The problem with Boston is they didn't fill any of their holes. Giggity. What they were supposed to do was go out there and get a center who can rim protect. That was the problem. Al Horford wasn't cutting it. You let Kyrie go, who is probably one of the best dribblers and penetrators in the game at getting to the basket and attacking, and keep putting that pressure on the defense. But you didn't get a center who can help rim protect. Cantor's an offensive guy. He's not going to help you defensively, and that's why you can't beat Milwaukee. You didn't have anyone you could put on Giannis to stop Giannis at all. And once those guys got beat, you had no one there to help you out.
It's true.
Yeah.
The Pistons just, I don't even say it like this. We just suck, though. Because Giannis didn't even kill us like he killed Boston.
We had Langston Galloway on him, bro.
Like I'm just saying, but he didn't score 40. Giannis averaged like 25 in it, but it wasn't crazy video game Giannis. It was just his team, Brook Lopez and Middleton and Bledsoe messing us up.
It's because we have problems with big guys who stretch the floor out. Milwaukee studied their game tape and realized our weaknesses, and they took advantage of us. We had no answer for those guys whatsoever.
No, we didn't. We couldn't counter. We couldn't counter them or nothing, man. We could not do anything.
No, it was Luke Kennard or bust, or one leg Blake or bust.
Pretty much. That's why we brought in guys like Dios to help take some of that pressure off.
Yep.
Right, and we'll see what Markieff Morris does on the scene, but I know we were talking about this earlier, but Thon Maker is gone. I'm telling you, unless he come back balling, because I just feel like Christian Wood is a better basketball player at this point, and I think he's gonna keep him off the roster.
I just want to say I'm thankful I can hear you now, JMO. So now we can fight.
Yeah, man. I was kind of distraught, man. I was kind of distraught. I'm like, man, me and Drew can't beef, bro. Like, we can't disagree, bro. Like, what's going on, dog? It ain't a DSA but a rim if we ain't disagreeing on something.
Okay, Vash says in the comments, he says, we all know Boston will make the playoffs. That is an easy prediction. You never know what with Boston, they could even snag the number one spot.
I'm going to disagree with that.
I don't see it.
I don't think that they'll grab the number one spot.
I don't see that.
I just can't see them being
my dude, man, but I don't know about that.
Giannis is healthy. Team. If Giannis is healthy, Milwaukee getting that one seed with ease.
Yeah.
This wasn't even Giannis' best season yet, man.
Right, bro. Giannis getting better every year, dog.
Man, wait till he has that jumper, bro. It's over.
Giannis is
he gonna get the jumper, and once he gets the jumper, they're gonna be like, who better, Prime Giannis or Prime Bron, and then we're gonna have a combo.
Giannis is only 24 years old, man. The guy is
prime.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's
I'm
crazy.
like, bro, you a year younger than me, bro. You a baby.
So let's put it out there, guys. Some way early predictions for the MVP. Who you think going to grab the MVP? Do you think Giannis is going to be a two-time MVP? Do you think James Harden, LeBron, Kawhi? Paul George, Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? Who do you guys think that's going to Russ? Who you guys going to grab that MVP?
Well, if you watch my 2K rebuilds, 2K has predicted LeBron to win it every single year that I have done it. Which is a
Probably because
very
he should win every year.
there's a couple things you have to take in consideration here. You're gonna have to look and see how good the Lakers are going to be.
Yeah,
Anthony Davis is probably going to be in the conversation, and then depending on how well the Clippers do, Kawhi will be in the conversation. Since he really kind of wasn't in that conversation at all last season.
right.
I don't think James Harden or Westbrook are going to be in it just because they're going to share their touches. I think the best bet right now is Giannis repeating because Milwaukee has just put him in a system that works for him. They surrounded him by shooters, guys who space the floor out, and he's getting better. That wasn't even his best season. So Giannis could have 2-3 MVPs in a row here.
Yeah, the potential is high for Giannis. So high for him, man.
Well, me, as I've been saying, I think Giannis. I mean, look, people in the chat, don't go kill yourselves over what I'm about to say, please. I think he's close to being the next LeBron. We've been looking for a next LeBron. Nobody's fit the mold. We thought it was Ben Simmons, but he's Ben Simmons. And I think once he gets that jump shot, might not be as good as Bron, but he's gonna be unstoppable. And I'm going off of Drew multiple MVP. Giannis is gonna win at least 3 or 4 MVP. Like he's just too talented of a basketball player. But I think the top 3 in MVP voting next year will be Westbrook,
Yeah,
LeBron James, and Giannis. It's always a dark horse, and I'm gonna go with Steph just because I don't like Steph, but he's gonna go nutty by himself. Like, I mean, he's gonna be video game. I expect the Warriors. I think they're gonna tail off because Steph always get hurt. But I'm telling you, first 20 games, Warriors gonna be top 4 seed. They could be the 1 seed. I'm telling y'all now. Steph Curry gonna come in and he gonna be going ham, but then he gonna get hurt, and that's when it's gonna be it.
Hey, so
$7.99.
he said, "Yeah, hey guys, let me know this. How good do you think Anthony Davis will be? Because we know how good Anthony Davis is as a player, and the thing of it is this: like, okay, guys, I hear a lot of reports out there, and pretty much a lot of people have put the Clippers up there and said the Clippers are going to win the championship. But I don't think people really understand how good Anthony Davis is. The dude can block shots. The dude is a very, very good defensive player. Has an outside shot. Can go inside. I mean, Anthony Davis can do it all and can handle the ball. How good do you think Anthony Davis is going to be in his first season with the Clippers?
He's the best big man in the league, no doubt. Whether you want to call him a power forward or center, I'll take him over anybody in Twice on Sunday. This dude's gonna have.
You taking him over Giannis?
No, I consider Giannis a small forward. I'm not really counting him.
I was gonna ask you if you consider him a small forward or not, but yeah, I think he's a small forward too. But all right,
they just use him for power forward because he's 7 foot tall. I'm just talking strictly power forward and centers here. This dude is where he wants to be. He wanted to play in LA last season, didn't quite get it. He gets to go there here, so now it's nut up or shut up. He has no excuses to have a bad season. He's healthy now. He's playing with a top 5 player in the league. He's gonna go off, man. He's gonna go bananas.
Big take. I want your take on Anthony Davis. What do you think Anthony Davis is going to do this season? Because a lot of people have been putting respect on the Clippers name and saying that rightfully so. Kawhi Leonard's coming off a championship, so a lot of people are riding that wave right now. But what do you say for Anthony Davis in his upcoming season with the Lakers?
I see a lot of big things coming for Anthony Davis. It's really he's going to be paired up with the best player he's ever played with. He's got Rondo and Cousins, guys he's familiar with there. I think LeBron is going to show him a lot about how to become a leader and how to take care of his body. So I think a lot of positive things are going to come for Anthony Davis this season, just learning from LeBron and how to become a champion.
I think Nomis is in here if you see him. Wait,
What up, Nomis?
Well, this is the thing. So
Lakers got AD. It was a collection of people that was basically like, oh, Stephen A. Smith included. Oh, Lakers winning the championship. Oh, they won in the championship. I don't care what the, Stephen A. Smith saying. I don't care what the Clippers got. They
Yeah.
win it. They supposed to win the championship. And I'm the same way because
Yeah.
I love D Wade.
Yeah.
We know how great Dwayne freaking Wade is, the Flash.
Yeah.
But Anthony Davis is the best player LeBron James has ever played with.
Yeah. For sure.
Like just all around. If he was playing with D Wade in 06, then that would be different. But he wasn't. But
and that's hey Jay, let me add to that too, and I'll let you finish. Anthony Davis, the thing about Anthony Davis is this dude is so versatile, man. That you know what I'm saying? He's so versatile, and he's gonna be. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't know if you guys remember that game where he scored 59 against Drummond. Do you remember that?
What do you mean you don't know who remember that game?
He scored 59.
We do. It's in our nightmares.
So I'm like, I know Anthony Davis, man. The sky's is the limit. But go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, and it's just simple as what I said. Anthony Davis is the greatest basketball player to play with LeBron James. Only because D Wade was about 29 on his way out the last few years. But when I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about the fact that I know LeBron's about to come back supercharged on MVP mode. Like I said, I'm picking the Lakers over the Clippers, because who's going to guard Anthony Davis? Yeah. I know I seen a little clip of Patrick Beverly guarding him and punking him out. I'm like, yeah. That's all funny and jokes, but wait till the playoffs start. Because I think people in the West, because a lot of them hate LeBron James because he's from the East, they don't. And plus, he was injured. They don't understand how legendarily great playoff LeBron James is. They don't get it, and I don't think they understand at all.
Okay, now J-Mo, let me
you pair that with Anthony Davis, man. It's over. That's the way I feel.
Hey, Nomis, what's up, Noam?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's up, Noam? We talk right now, Noam. We talking
about hold up.
And how he beat on the Lakers this season.
Hold on.
His impact.
His impact on the Lakers in his first season, Anthony Davis.
I think everything will start off kind of slow. I think he'll be dominant, definitely, but I think overall his impact is still going to be kind of slow because they're going to be working the chemistry out. But when it gets around playoff time and LeBron starts really kicking in, they're going to be a scarier team than Washington people think, because it's going to be so hard to guard Anthony Davis because LeBron can find people from many ways, and his impact to finish is crazy. If you need somebody for for example, for a game winner, you can have LeBron, but you also got Anthony Davis now. You don't know who could. He substitutes so much. It's going to make everybody else a little bit better now that you got guys who can shoot and play defense.
Yeah,
they're going to be an interesting team to watch. Davis will have an effect. Like I said, he's going to compensate a lot for the team.
Yeah, and that's something. I want to read the comment. I want to read MB's comment right quick. Jamal, hold on.
Oh yeah, I was going to respond to that.
Okay, go ahead. If you want to respond to it.
MB says Lakers have no depth, overrated by ESPN every season. I won't disagree with the last part you said, but I will disagree with the first part you said. The Lakers definitely have depth.
They do.
Danny Green, Avery Bradley, Boogie Cousins, Rondo. And I want to say it again: when you got LeBron James, you don't need depth. You need 5 players.
Right. And you
my point I was gonna make before Nomis came in is people don't realize how legendarily great, and this is coming from some person who's a Kobe fan. The playoff LeBron James is just a completely different type of animal, and people in the West don't realize that. And when you pair him with Anthony freaking Davis, it's over.
Yeah.
But the Lakers have depth, but like I said, you don't need the fact that they got Danny Green with LeBron James. I'm like, oh, I know what that's gonna mean. So, they definitely have a lot of depth. It's the Clippers that really don't got depth, to be honest with you.
Okay, hey,
I feel like a lot of people like the Clippers because they hate LeBron and they're not looking at this from a basketball perspective.
Yeah.
Paul George has choked in every series he's ever been in when it really mattered. Yeah. And I'm like, is Paul George really gonna show up like Siakam and them boys did in the clutch moments?
Right.
I ain't looking it.
Right.
I ain't looking. I trust Lou Williams more than Paul George.
Yeah, Luke
So
Buckets, man.
you know,
Luke,
we'll see. We'll see. And I don't know with the Clippers. People just think it's going to be a seamless transition. I just don't see that at all. You bringing two 25 a point per game scorers
right.
to a team like that. Like that's gonna ruffle a lot of feathers. And Kawhi is the most quietest diva ever. But he's a super diva, but he mad quiet.
Right, mad quiet. And the guy, his nickname should be the Quiet Storm because that's what type of cat he is. But hey, somebody want to tackle that comment in the comment section? The Marley Cairo.
Marley Cario said, "Let me remind you guys, the Lakers are not the team to beat Ash Chauncey and Co. when they beat the Lakers in 2004. Well, in 2004, the Lakers were the team to beat, so I don't know how your sentence made that much sense, my guy. But they lost. You can be the team to beat and lose.
Not only that, but there's not a 2004 Detroit Pistons team in the league right now.
No, it's not. It's man. Big,
Well, I compare last year's finals like the most similar to the one we won, only because what's his name? Karl Malone got hurt, I think, in that finals.
yeah.
And you know we dealt with them, but to me that was the most similar only because it was Kawhi, and he wasn't really a superstar in that series. He had a lot of help from Siakam and Lowry and Van Vliet and Serge Ibaka.
Yeah, he did have help, man. He
got the most help out of any superstar I ever seen in the finals. And I'm being 100.
Yeah, he got help from his teammates.
Like the final game, he had 22. Siakam and Lowry had 26. That's a lot of help.
That is, man. It's gonna be an interesting season, man. I can't wait to see this thing get underway. I can't wait to see what the Pistons are gonna do. I can't wait to see what some of these other teams gonna do that have assembled their teams. They pretty much said that the NBA has been leveled out. So my biggest thing is because they are pumping up the Clippers and saying the Clippers are gonna win it, and they keep pumping up their defense, saying they're gonna have the best defense in the league, and saying rightfully so, playing behind a guy like Kawhi Leonard, who's definitely a great defender as well, and Paul George is a good defender, and Patrick Beverly is a good defender. But another player that's key on their team that a lot of people don't talk about, and he is a monster, and that's Montrezl Harrell. That guy is a beast.
Yeah, Montrezl Harrell, really one of the. I don't know. They really got 2 6-men on their team. If you think about it, with Montrez and Lou Williams, they really got 2 of the best 6-men in the league.
Yeah, because Montrez, he give you that energy off the bench.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Big Tech.
In some ways, and I don't want to necessarily compare him to this guy, but in some ways, he kind of reminds me of a Ben Wallace. In some ways, just the energy that he brings,
Yeah, he does remind me of Ben Wallace with that energy. I haven't seen, and when you're talking about a great defender, I have not seen a defender like Ben Wallace in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Ever.
Because how Ben was on defense, man. He was ferocious. And the dude loved playing defense. And it's like, what I'm saying? And that's evident because he had 4 defensive players, player of the year awards. And I think he's probably one of the only people that I know that I can remember that has done something like that.
I think the thing about what made Ben Wallace really so great what he did is the fact of the matter, like you said, he enjoyed playing defense, but I think sometimes I feel like he was the best defender on the team, and he just wanted to make it stable. Like he worked extra hard to show why it was important. So that's kind of how he built his name on the Pistons, man, because it's hard. Most people don't respect defense like they should. And he made you respect it, by going up to the biggest and baddest dudes on the court and just bullying them. I mean, what can you expect to do nothing but have a memory? That's why I don't understand why him and Chauncey are not in the Hall of Fame. It just ticks me off.
Same here.
Yeah, they should be in the Hall of Fame, man. Definitely him. Rashid is not even in there either, is he?
Man, none of them are, and it's a shame.
With all the guys that they let in the Hall of Fame, it really is a shame that those guys aren't in the Hall of Fame, especially Ben Wallace, one of, if not the greatest defender in the game.
me put it like this: if you can't talk about a championship team that had no superstars, you gotta talk about the guys that are impactful. So how can you not put them in the Hall of Fame? You can't talk about the full squad without being Wallace and Johnson. You can't talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so true, man. A lot of those Piston players, like you said, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, and they're not. And there go us talking about the media again, never giving us any respect, never giving us any love, no type of credit. Always, you know what I'm saying, looking at us like we're the bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hence the bad boys.
So yeah, so
not only that, but the malice at the palace didn't help that media outlook.
no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I think that was the first time in my life I seen a man scared before. That was the first time I ever seen a man scared. Ron Artest was scared. Big Ben was no joke, man.
No, I would have been scared too. I would have ran the other way. I'm good.
Like, no, Ben, I ain't mean no harm, man. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, he took that a different kind of way. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close out on the show on today. I know my boy Nomis J came in a little late on today, but it's okay because you know what I'm saying, we got it coming up again next Monday. And next Monday we should be with Drew. Drew, you okay, Drew? Next Monday? Can you hear us, Drew?
Talk to me, Drew. Talk to me.
What up with it?
All right. Yeah. So, hey guys, we're gonna give out our final statements. Definitely, man. We appreciate the Big Take hanging out with us on today. Appreciate the brother. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. He has some great content on the Pistons, and he loves to talk Detroit Pistons basketball. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. Also, hit him up in the on Twitter as well. He is in Twitter, the Big Take _ big, then another _ take, and you'll definitely be able to find him there. And also, I got my boy 313 J-Mo with me, the heart of the city. Nomis J is in the building, is here, and also Detroit Drew. So I'm gonna let these guys say their final statements on tonight and the things that they are working on video wise to give you good people. So go ahead, 313 J-Mo. What you got for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna be short and sweet because I have ailments, but I wanted to drop a video for y'all today, but I was in the hospital. But I will be dropping a video for my Lions fans out there, and I will be dropping a video too for my Pistons fans. So expect one for each team for me coming. I say tomorrow maybe because I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I wake up. But everything's going well. My bullet points are Dwayne Casey needs to improve, and I need to see improvement. Number 2 would be Reggie Jackson is healthy, but what more can he do than score the ball? Because I'm not gonna get mad at a scorer who's healthy, but I need a little bit more. 3, I think this team needs to find the right rotation and lineup, and maybe you use that by during the vet. And 4, Nomis, you already know what 4 is. If Dwayne Casey don't start Luke Kennard, he need to be fired. I rest my case.
So Nomis, what you got for us, Nomis? What you working on, man?
First off, I want to say we all need to take our man for 313 J-Mo. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I meant that in a joking way. Yeah. Anyway, guys. As for y'all, I'm sorry I was late, man. I got home from work extremely late, but I am going to be working on, like J-Mo, I'm going to be working on a couple of videos as well for the Pistons and Lions. Definitely this week, so keep in tune for that. I do feel like the MVP this season could come out the West.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep that right now. I'm gonna wait till I see.
I want to say who you can't. No. Who? This is about a rim. We ain't gonna let you get away with that. Who?
Oh my God! You really gonna?
Who you got, Nomis? Who you got, no?
I mean, we did MVP earlier.
All right, I think George go win it, man. I think he is this year. I think
Oh man.
somebody. I do think I'm taking a wild one. I'm taking a wild one to say is he going to be
So,
him because he's been close, but he just. I think what's going to end up happening. I think they're going. He's going to step it up this year. Playoff wise, I don't know, but regular
I
season wise,
mean, I
Uh-huh.
mean, if that's your opinion, cool. I disagree because I don't think he'll be able to score on this team like the last team. But that's cool.
yeah, but like I said, I had my read, but I said that's why I said I gotta watch it first before I really give my full which come. But I
I
really
mean,
am pegging him to do it this
hey, if
year.
you think,
But
hey,
anyway,
if you think, man, if you think Paul George is gonna be Paul George and not George Paul, more power to you.
anyway, man. Uh, but anyway, yeah, man. So y'all just rock with me, man. I appreciate y'all for kicking with me. Please subscribe to the brothers on this channel, including Big Take. Thank him for showing up today. Good to have him on here. Wish I could have been on here sooner. But yeah, and bless everybody in the chat and on this on the stream with us. And good night.
All right. The big take. What you got for the people, man?
Today I dropped a video. It's a reaction video reacting to basically how the Pistons went from the brink of a dynasty to 10 years with no playoff wins. So that's out there for you guys right now. Also, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a tier power rankings for my NBA teams. Those are going to be for all 30 NBA teams. So, guys, make sure you go check that out tomorrow. Shout out to everyone in the chat for tuning in with us tonight. My big point is going to be GOAT James will return to the throne this year, guys. The Lakers are going to win the NBA championship. Mark my words. Everyone, don't forget to subscribe to the Big Take. Thank all you guys for the
I
shout
agree. I
out.
agree
Thank you
with the
guys
big
for
take,
letting me
by the way.
come on the show. And I'm
Yeah,
out,
I
boys.
agree with you, man.
Yeah, hey, we appreciate Big Take, man, for coming on, guys. He's working hard, guys, to give you some new great Piston content. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Big Take. Definitely, guys. He's gonna give you guys nothing but hotness over there. Talking
Big
about
takes.
Detroit Drew, what do you have for the people?
Getting out the chair.
Drew, can you hear us?
Drew might have tuned out.
Okay.
Is he still on the call?
Yeah, he's still on. Yeah, he's still on. Okay, guys, we're sorry about that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, well, me, Noble Sports Entertainment, guys, I'd like to thank you guys. I definitely have some videos coming out, Detroit Lions and Pistons related, and NFL and NBA related coming out as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to all the DSA members. Their links will be in the description. And you know what we like to say to you, good people. If you never heard Noble Sports Entertainment say what he likes to say at the end of the show, you're going to hear it tonight. But definitely, man, we appreciate everybody in the chat. Nothing but love to you guys on tonight. This was our first time going into the system in the new system, so you guys bear with us until we learn how to work it more appropriately and things of that nature. But we like to say a thing over here where we like to say this, guys. We like to say good morning, good evening, and good night. Peace.
Eat chips all night.
Bruh. So, dude, I have to, man, I can't.